Hi everyone, today I'm going to go over one of NEC's many technologies that will help your business communicate more efficiently. Today's topic is NEC's Smart Console. We call this application the UC for Enterprise Attendant. This key position to customer service cannot be overlooked, as many times the attendant is the first impression new callers get when they contact your business. Before I show you the actual UC attendant in action, let's first go over key elements your Smart Console application needs to have to make your attendant more efficient and cost effective. Today's Smart Console solution needs to be customizable to meet the needs of each attendant. Everything from what is presented on the screen to background color and font size. Customer-specific greetings based on time of day allow the attendant to answer each call in a consistent, positive manner. Custom keyboards designed with frequently used color-coded keys make attendants more efficient and easier to train. Attendant productivity increases dramatically with unified communications. Seamless integration of presence-enabled directories, one-touch transfer, click-to-call, email, SMS text, and instant messaging provide the attendant with multiple methods to communicate and monitor personnel. Real-time directories specifically designed for healthcare, hospitality, and general business is a must when managing a constantly changing user database. Individual tenant user login and statistics help manage staff productivity in busy call centers. Reliability may be accomplished using virtualization. Critical calls such as 911 and bomb threats can easily be monitored and recorded. When the attendant's responsibilities go beyond traditional call processing, module add-ins may be configured for capabilities such as message center, resource and on-call scheduling, guest wake-up, and even step-by-step procedure management. Let's take a closer look at this application in action. Before I explain some of the basic features, let me show you how the screen can be customized for each login to make each individual attendant more efficient. If you go to the Options tab, you will see you can customize many things, including screen layout, fonts, background themes, language, and much more. For now, let's just change the theme from the blue background you see currently to something a bit easier on the eyes, or at least my eyes. As you can see, that was changed with a few clicks of the mouse. Each attendant can change the window panels to make the information presented to them more useful. If they are not using the directory filters, which we'll be going over shortly, they can simply remove them from the main screen. If you'd like more information about a user in the directory, it can easily be pinned to the screen so it is available each time a user is selected. Depending on your PC screen size, you may want to resize certain windows so the information can be viewed without using the scroll bars. If you make a mistake while adjusting your screen, you can easily go back to the default layout. If you have a custom layout, you can save it with a unique name and it will be presented each time you log in with your personal credentials. The system administrator can also lock screens so they cannot be modified. Now let's take a closer look at how the UC for Enterprise Attendant functions in the real world. The bottom half of the screen is all about call control and information on where the call is coming from. The top half of the screen is all about the user database and where the call is to be sent. Let's take a look at the features the upper half has to offer to make your attendant more productive. You will notice the system has several tabs based on how it was purchased and configured for each attendant login. First, let's learn about the Directory tab. The main directory has the entire user database that was loaded into the system. The user database can be manually imported or dynamically synced with the UCE Manager. UCE Manager has the ability to reflect dynamic updates from sources such as Active Directory as they happen using LDAP. Healthcare and hospitality implementations also have integration tools for real-time changes to keep up with the ever-changing user population. Let's dive deeper into the directory portion of this application so I can show you how it will make your attendant more efficient. The directory search tool is very powerful and makes looking up users in a large database very easy. I can look up a user by simply typing their last name in the directory window, and as soon as the system finds a match, it will show all the users in the panel above. In this example, I'm going to type CAR. And you can see it finds everyone whose name starts with CAR. If I continue to type P, it narrows the search down to Ted Carpenter, who is the person I am looking for. As you can see, Ted's location status is offline. At this point, I have several options. Most likely I would send the caller directly to Ted's voicemail box or leave Ted a written message that will appear in his email inbox. In this example, I'm going to show you how I can leave Ted a written message. I can right-click on his name and press New Message. A window pops already populated with the caller's name or caller ID. I can leave Ted pertinent information regarding the call and flag it with several different items. I'm going to make this call urgent, plus mark it for Please Return Call, and turn on his telephone message waiting lamp. I can also go back and view the different messages Ted has at any time. I can edit those messages, delete them, or mark them as read if I happen to print them out and give Ted a copy as he returns to the office. I can also see when his messages have been read remotely and take appropriate action. Let's back up a few steps and say the caller asked for someone by first name instead of last name, as this happens all the time. The database can easily be resorted by left-clicking on the header of choice. This also affects what field the search tool uses for its primary lookup. Note I have clicked on first name and typed in TE. The directory now shows all matches that begin with TE. Once you see the user you are looking for, you can stop typing and either arrow down to your selection, click your selection with your mouse, or keep typing until only one user is shown. Pressing Enter on the keyboard will call that user or process the transfer. You can easily make additional tabs to make it easier to find groups of users. Let's say you would like to have a tab dedicated to human resources. It is very easy to make additional tabs and filter the users within that tab. Simply pull down the File menu, select New Listings. Now that we have a new listing, we can rename the tab to what makes the most sense for its contents. In our example, we are going to name it HR. We now have our HR tab, but it contains all users. We can easily fix that by using the filters to the left, so we only have HR personnel within our new tab. Depending on how the database is put together, you can have endless custom tabs. As you can see, it is very easy to just search on users at a particular location or department. Speed dial or busy lamp fields can also be helpful for the busy attendant. Just like the directories, you can have multiple speed dial tabs that relate to a group of users. Speed dial buttons will light up to show you who is idle or busy on their telephone, or presence information at a glance. Pressing one of these keys will ring that particular user or transfer live calls. New speed dial buttons are easily added. The next available button is always ready to be configured. You can program these keys manually one at a time, or easily split your screen and drag existing users into the new button field. Let me show you how this is done. After you split the screen, select users from the main directory and simply drag them to the next available speed dial button. Note that the next blank button is automatically created. Once you're finished, you can move back to the normal screen and begin using your new speed dial additions. Now let's move to the lower half of the screen that has some powerful features as it relates to the inbound caller and processing those calls. First, you will notice that the attendant has a continuous count of the number of calls and the longest call waiting in the queue. It also has a drop-down of the recently dialed numbers. As you can see, I have one call waiting in the queue that I can easily answer by pressing the keyboard spacebar. As soon as I answer, the call control panel comes to the surface with the available keys highlighted, and the call detail panel shows me pertinent information about the caller, including his caller ID and name if it exists in my directory database. From here, I can do many things. I can put the caller on hold, camp them to a busy station, do a blind transfer, announce the call, park the call, do a screen transfer, or transfer them directly into a voicemail box, and much, much more. When I put the call on hold, the call now moves from the queue to the held calls panel. I can have multiple calls held at the same time, listening to music or information on hold. I can easily get the caller back by double-clicking on the held call. The call will also recall after a timer has expired. I now have the caller back and will show you how it can be placed on park. When I place the call in park, the system also asks who they are parked for. Once the call is parked, it can be retrieved from anywhere in the system by dialing an access code. This is useful for locating mobile users. All attendants have ability of all parked calls. In my case, I'm going to park this call for Dr. Ted. While I have shown you just the basics of what this application has to offer, it may appear complex to a first-time viewer, but in reality, it only requires a few simple steps to quickly process calls. spacebar to answer, begin spelling a name until you find a match, then press the Enter key to transfer the call. All of these steps also have shortcut keys available. This concludes our short video of UC for Enterprise Attendant. I hope you have found it informative and educational. Thank you for your time and enjoy the remainder of your day.